Hello. Oh god, I think we're clipping. Hold on. Hello. Is that better? Yeah, that's fine. All right. I have no idea how we sound, so if we sound terrible, let me know, or if the music needs to come up or down. Welcome. This is Morgan, my girlfriend.
Hi.
And it's also my birthday, as you can see by the art that Morgan has done behind me. So my plan for today, I wanted to do this for a while, and I was gonna maybe do it as a video, but I decided to be a fun stream. Is I want to design real life Nintendo Land, so like a full amusement park of all Nintendo IP and stuff like that. Basically, if they expanded Super Nintendo World from Universal and made that a whole theme park. So that's what I want to do. The reason that Morgan's here is because I can't draw worth shit. And Morgan also really likes making maps.
I sure do. Fantasy cartography is one of my passions.
So we are going to design a map of real life Nintendo Land, basically. And I also have this little. Oh wait, that doesn't shift anything, does it? I also have this spreadsheet here. And so what I've done with this is I've broken down as many of like the most important franchises, so I can pick from that. I have regions of the theme park, which I'll get into in a second. I have the type of attraction, so roller coasters, towers, water rides, etc. And then if it's for kids, and I have little tallies over here so that we can kind of keep track of what the park is becoming. And then for you, Morgan,
For me,
so this is Disneyland or Disney World or one of them, whatever, it doesn't matter. It is
Sure.
like by most metrics considered the kind of ideal theme park layout
okay.
because it's like it has like wheel and spoke layout, so you can kind of get to anything from anywhere.
Understood.
And I am definitely going to be basing this map heavily off of that.
Okay.
So, are you ready to begin?
Sure.
I'm trying to think if there's any other caveats or anything that I want to add. Like I said, if audio is bad for either of us, if music needs to come up or down, let me know.
I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah. All right. So, to start off, I'm going to leave that up.
Okay.
The main layout thing that I'm already sure of is kind of the regions that I was talking about. So I'll switch over to your art.
Sure.
There we go.
Great.
So there are there are 7 main regions that I am considering for this.
And you want it to be a spoke.
More or
Generally.
less, yeah.
Okay.
There's kind of like blobs that interconnect with each other, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's definitely going to be that kind of main walkway up there. You can probably make that a little. Well, I guess we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah, this is just the
So
initial
this
sketch.
chunk here is Mushroom Kingdom.
Okay, so the center will be Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, it is the equivalent of the like the castle of Disney World and like Main Street. This is like where people are gonna come in.
Oh, y'all get to read my terrible handwriting. This will be fun.
That is much more legible than mine.
I can make it worse.
Although if we wanted to be extra stupid, we could shape this main section kind of like a mushroom.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, why not?
Make it a mushroom? Okay.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'll say
Okay.
my general like thought process for this is that I'm trying to
can
put
draw mushroom
sections that feel close enough in vibe together so that it meshes and like bleeds into one another. So that's the kind of like main thought process for this.
I've never known symmetry.
Who needs it?
Right now, no. In the future, architects.
Oh yeah. What, when we pitch this?
Yeah. Whoever's gonna officially make this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that's a good starting point. That's Mushroom Kingdom. I'll let you write and clean.
Yeah, you
that
can
up.
talk.
Oh, that's fine. So we'll go kind of behind, leaning towards the left next.
Over here.
Pretty much, yeah. And it can be more of like a blob on top of the mushroom rather than like have a distinct like walkway. Yeah, perfect.
Blob. I made it blob shaped.
So that I would shrink it a little from on the left.
Okay.
It's like primarily behind. Yeah, that's perfect.
There you go.
That is Dreamland.
Dreamland.
So
okay.
that's where Kerbo's gonna go. I figured it's still cartoony enough. Yes. To kind of fit in, and will fade into the.
That's what he looks like, right? That's what he looks like.
Say the line.
What's the line?
Say his line.
Dreamland.
Perfect. That's exactly. And now under that, yeah, we'll go that.
Here.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably won't be too much bigger than that, but yes, that's next. That is going to be Nooktown.
Okay.
That's where.
Well, it's gotta look like an island, right? Or are you trying to make it look like a leaf?
It's more. No, it doesn't have to look like any. I mean, it can just. Be,
I know what those leaves look like.
Yeah, I mean, it can kind of look like that if we want, but it doesn't matter. I'm definitely going less of like the New Horizons island vibe, and more of the original. Just like it's a place.
Mm-hmm. Are we talking a little blocky, or are we talking just blobular?
Just keep things blobby for now, because these are going to be very loose kind of sections for now.
Yeah, I don't like that. That was a terrible blob. Better blob time. There you go.
A little less down, maybe a little more to the left.
Okay.
For reference, I'm pointing at the camera because the TV is behind me, and that's what I'm looking at.
And you're Italian.
And I'm Italian. Yeah. There's only so much that can be helped.
And it's called Nook what?
Nooktown.
Nooktown.
Yeah. Perfect. So then, kind of like half below it, and then a bunch out to the left.
Okay.
Is going to be Kanto.
How big is Kanto?
Dreamland sized.
Okay, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that probably works.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's obviously this is where Pokemon will go, and this will have some small town, like some of the more town vibes of Pokemon where you start out, but it will also have some like a what is it? I think Viridian City is the first city that you encounter. So it'll be if Jamie was out here, I would yell at her, but I forget I think it's Pallet Town. I'm gonna get yelled at. I don't think Mike is in the chat, so he won't kill me. The first town of Pokemon. And then Viridian City is kind of encapsulated in.
I'm not going to get canceled, so I'm not going to hazard a guess.
Okay, great. Well, you played the thing.
I know. Don't worry about it. My memory is my faulty aspects.
And then the final area. Well, I there's a little bit of a like sub area, but we'll draw the biggest part of it for now. So filling up that kind of gap under Nooktown, and then going towards maybe like halfway through Kanto and being the bottom half of it.
I'm sure they're loving you just...
Yeah.
Hey, look at my hand! Anyway, so this space...
I'm actually kind of vaguely pointing at where it is. Yeah,
good.
that's perfect. That is Inkopolis.
That's something I could spell.
Inkopolis. Perfect.
Perfect.
And so that's going to be Splatoon. But the right half of Inkopolis is going to be kind of a blend, because I want that to also have some like to either side of the main road of the main road of Mushroom Kingdom. I want there to be some generic Nintendo stuff. But we can detail that a little bit later. So yeah, around there. There's a couple pieces that I know I want. I tried not to think about this too much beforehand. But it was kind of impossible because I got really excited about it. So there are certain things that I know I want, and then certain things we'll kind of have to figure out. All right, so now
I don't like my handwriting. You have to do
what was the squiggles in the first one?
It's, separating the squids from the generic shit.
Okay.
Am I allowed to curse in this?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, theoretically, we're not supposed to, but it has never stopped me before. So, now back up next to Dreamland, and coming down...
Oh, this is all going to be separate. Oh, whatever. You're good.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So next...
Here?
No, other way.
Here.
Yeah, and similar size, maybe a little bit bigger and a little more downwards, like toward like a bit into where Nooktown would go. Yeah, something like that. That is Kong Jungle. So it's mostly gonna be Donkey Kong, big jungle environment, but also beautiful. There will be a couple other jungly things there that fit. Like Pikmin is in mind. They'll probably be towards the back middle kind of zone. Nick and Joe have joined the chat. And then the final section, so it can kind of take up the equivalent space towards the bottom, and go out like decently far.
Oh, you want me to draw it? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
that far? Is that too far?
A little less on the right, but I mean that's I think that's good. That is Hyrule. So that's kind of our we will use that for anything in the more generic fantasy vein. So Fire Emblem will go there.
I don't know what Fire Emblem looks like, so I'm just gonna draw a symbol of fire.
It's just like a sword.
I can draw a sword.
Yeah, just draw a sword. Yeah, that's perfect.
Sword.
I
don't know. It could get confused with Zelda in general.
I mean,
it's not distinct enough yet.
It's fine. All right, so that's our core map, and same thing. To the on the far left of Hyrule, there will be some generic Nintendo stuff as well, I believe. Yeah, but we can work out the specific spacing for that. All right.
That's our base.
That is the core of it. Again, going over to the Disney map, I think that's pretty comparable. Leaves us a bunch of room for all the different rides and stuff like that. We might have to... some Mushroom Kingdom stuff will kind of be in those gaps between stuff, and that's fine. It's kind of by design.
So will it have like little paths that go out and do other things?
Yeah, I mean depending on how, I guess we should wait until we've kind of put down some attractions and stuff like that. We can go as far as like actual walking paths in this map, or we don't. It depends if you feel like it. You are passionate about maps.
We do need a Luigi's Mansion.
Yes, that will be there for sure. Also, what's up, Cody? Nice to have you here. In case you've missed the pitch, we are designing a real life Nintendo Land. It's my birthday, and so I get to design my own theme park.
No, please.
Oh,
technology.
What are you doing? And so this is our base map, and you can't even. Oh, here's a joke. They couldn't actually see any of that.
They couldn't see a single thing?
There we go.
You vex me. Well.
Bring me back. There we go.
Joke's on me.
Little clown man. So
Can't
this is
you've done this to me.
This is our core map.
Okay.
And we'll build off of that. So let me, I guess, kind of start with the stuff that I know I want. And to kind of go, I'll switch over back to the spreadsheet for now. Here are the kind of categories, and I'll see if I need to elaborate on anything. Roller coasters. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. That's an inside joke. So for roller coasters, pretty obvious. They can be indoors or outdoors. Carousel, obvious. Thrill ride is more of like just fast paced. A lot of like the spinning things on arms, stuff like that.
I know how to spell carousel. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you got it. There's gonna be you're gonna run out of room if you try to write out all of these, and also they can't see it anyway.
Why do you keep removing it?
So they can see this.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Observe.
I'm paid by the hour, folks.
It's true. Ferris wheel, obvious. Circle ride is kind of like a Dumbo kind of thing, just stuff that's set in a circular track, but isn't necessarily fast-moving thrill ride. Bumper car is obvious. Arcade, obvious. Tower is like a big drop or tower, that kind of thing. A dark ride. Well, for the uninitiated to the theme park world, and to say, yes, I absolutely think there will be like character meet and greets. There will be show like stage shows, musical stuff, that kind of thing for sure. We're going all out. This is like if Nintendo had Disney money basically, and just like completely lost their minds. So yeah, no, all out for sure. Anyway, so a dark ride is pretty much like think of a haunted mansion. Think of Pirates of the Caribbean. They're set indoor rides on a track that are heavily scene based, animatronic based, that kind of thing.
The Avatar one.
Yeah, the new Avatar one. There's plenty of stuff like that. Ridley will capture a child each day. That's right. If a kid is caught trying to ride something that they're too short or too tall for, Ridley comes and takes them. And he's actually what they don't want you to know is Ridley is actually a series of 7 to 8 drones that are tied together, and they just pick up a child.
The concept of no one can die in Disney, it's somebody has to be captured by Ridley.
Someone must die. Yes. So Ridley will kidnap someone. Let's see. Skydiver is just a fancy way to say the swings on chains. I learned this while doing research.
The least safe looking creation ever, truly.
Yeah. I love them, but yes, they are. I every time I ride one of those, I do kind of think like, if the chain broke right now, where would I fly? And like, would I?
That's what you want in a ride.
Like, would I?
Fear.
Like, I think I would make it to the water. I'd be fine.
Uh-huh.
What else we got? Pendulum, simple enough, kind of like the big Viking ship kind of things. Carnival game, obvious. Water shooters and hammers, stuff like that. A walkthrough or a course, that's kind of a Nintendo World already has this, where it's the Bowser Jr. kind of section is like a little puzzly, highly aesthetic kind of area that you just walk through and you can interact with stuff, things like that. There's a couple things I'm gonna push into more of like almost a Meow Wolf kind of direction, or what's the one near us that we went to? Otherworlds, where it's just like very highly interactable kind of things that feels right for this setting. A couple water ride and water attraction, very similar. Water attraction can obviously just be like a pool or an obstacle course, that kind of thing. Whereas water ride is more so slides, or log flumes, that kind of thing. All of the red stuff is the more kind of generic category here. So a museum, I am basically just going to be copying what Nintendo Museum in Japan is with a little more of an aesthetic touch. There will be some heavy emphasis on like how the museum does things as well. I'm kind of, in my mind, this is a place where they're combining all of the like Nintendo Store, Nintendo Museum, Nintendo World. They're combining all the stuff they've done so far into their own thing. Meetups and photo ops, like I said, we'll have the main characters of everything out and about. Food and drink. Stores, there will be some specific theme stores that then more generic where you can just buy anything, buy games, consoles, whatever. Other, in case I need it. yeah, absolutely, we'll do food because I know Nintendo World already has a Mario restaurant and is going to have a Nintendo or a Donkey Kong like shake smoothie kind of place. So there's already some precedent to work off of. And then I just have a separate counter for if it's made for kids, just to make sure we're not abandoning that thought process. And then here's also the franchises that I deemed the most important: Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, Metroid, Pikmin, Kirby, Pokemon, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Fire Emblem. There's a couple of these that'll probably just have like one thing as representation. So like, Xenoblade, I don't think we have to go too crazy. F-Zero, we're not going to go that crazy. WarioWare, Punch-Out, Star Fox, those are all things that like it might even shrink down to just like a a restaurant or something like that.
You're missing something very important.
What am I missing?
Wii Sports.
I kind of have a concept of that, but it's got there's going to be a generic competition area, and I'll talk about that shortly, because I also think it'd be cute for Nintendo to host like tournaments here and stuff like that. So I do have an idea for that.
Okay.
And yes, no, the Cody, the goal here is definitely Magic Kingdom. That's for sure the template. And so we're, hopefully we don't stray too much into other categories. All right, let's go back to the art.
Oh God, I wasn't ready. I was making the map a little neater, but
yeah, no, that's good. All right.
It's not very symmetrical. Do you want more symmetry here?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, the Disney World isn't like, stuff is just gonna have to stretch depending on what we put in it. So I mean, this may change as we go along. Okay. So I'm not too concerned. All right, so let's start. Let's just start with some Mario stuff.
Okay.
So obviously, let's put Peach's castle in stone in the middle of like the mushroom there.
Absolutely. What gen of Peach's castle do we want?
We can basically use the one that they used in Nintendo World. I'll show you. Oh yeah, I guess. For some reason their biggest monument is like more so plains than Peach's castle. So I'll pull up a different reference.
Okay, I have a reference if it's good.
Let me see what you got. I mean, that's the gist. Like, it's just like,
yeah, this is just a lower res version, which I love for the sake of drawing.
That's fair. Yeah, you don't need the full
thing.
So yeah, I'll start writing that in the doc as well. Peach's castle. So this is going to be that you are able to go inside of it. And Morgan had said before that working in the paintings from 64 would be a really fun thing in some way.
If I don't have that and I go in the Peach's castle, I'll cry.
So, and I also think it's the kind of thing where you could probably get photo ops inside or outside, with Mario, Peach, all the main characters. So my concept for how the painting thing would work is if you get like some kind of projection that can project the images of the paintings into a blank space. I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I know you can project stuff onto smoke.
Yeah, stream fog down.
I guess if it's like in a set frame, you might be able to blast it in such a way that it works.
You can do wall fog. It'll have to be, you can make it, if you make it a little, it gets a little complicated because you would have to add air streams on the outside to keep it from going too far outwards. But it is completely doable. I've seen it done in the haunt spaces. I work at haunted houses, so I'm familiar with that aspect, but yeah. I think it is completely doable. Just how much money and if you need to monitor all the weather elements of
Infinite money. Well, it'll be indoors.
It is indoors, yeah, but still like drafts and things.
Yeah. No, the Switch 2 is the highest selling console of all time, and they've made a theme park because of it.
It's going so well.
Cody says Peach's meet and greet is actually in Hyrule. I do think there's plenty of opportunity to just have characters wander, and I think it's like, oh yeah, the princesses meet up and stuff like or all the
princess brunch or whatever that they have in Disney.
Yeah, the 8 original Smash characters all meet up at some there's definitely there's definitely opportunities for just some cool random meetups that people could get to see. So let's see.
Do we want stairs or do we want it to be ADA compliant?
I mean, I guess we should. I mean, like the stairs are pretty iconic, but we can have an elevator that also. Okay. I think that's valid. Well, leading up to I thought you were talking about the inside, which I don't know why you would care about that when you're telling it.
I don't know.
The outside is just like hills and ramps, so no, Well,
the image I have has stairs, so
really?
I don't know what you're talking about. The one singular image I've looked at and referenced is the only thing I can go off of in my life.
We can make this one. The exterior is ADA compliant, and then there will be interior hidden elevators. And yeah, Nick, I had that exact thought. Nick said it wouldn't be Nintendo if it had accessibility options.
Of course.
I did think exactly that. So yeah, so this is, and then if you go through the paintings, there's little, mini interpretations of the 64 levels. Some mini games in there, or again, mostly just kind of like aesthetic, like whoa, check this out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so since we're doing that, I will
not symmetrical at all. Woofy.
I will also add in the Mushroom Kingdom photo ops here.
Let's see.
Inside and outside. And so I'm not going to worry about the specific characters here, but that's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, Bowser. Trying to think who else would show up here. We probably need Rosalina because we can go to that next. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of characters. The downside to this compared to Disney is that Disney gets away with mostly people not in mascot costumes. I'm pretty sure. I'd be curious what the actual breakdown is.
They have a good amount of mascots.
But especially, obviously, the princesses and like the classic characters, stuff like that. Those are just actors.
Do you think Mario's just an actor?
No, that's the thing, is that all of the Mushroom Kingdom people are mascot outfits. They already have Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad in the other one. So we should add Daisy, Rosalina, Bowser. I think that's all we really need.
Drone star we've seen a thing.
Oh, Luma.
Yeah. There we go. I got there. I'm a poser. I'm sorry.
I'll write these characters in here.
Okay.
How
accurate do you want this drawing to be?
Doesn't have to be that accurate. it's fine.
I'll keep adding details until you give me something else to draw.
Yeah.
I'll make it look actually good if you want.
No, that's okay.
Great.
So,
I didn't want to.
To the left and behind, kind of in between Dreamland and Mushroom Kingdom, is where I will put our first roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
But it's an indoor roller coaster, so you can kind of just draw a shape. Cube.
That's what a building looks like. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm trying to. The exact design's a little tricky. It'll probably
describe what you would like, and then we can figure out what it is.
So here's the premise of this. EGAD. EGAD could be. I feel like EGAD is a good character on the screen as you're going into the Luigi's Mansion or something like that. So the premise of this is that it's space themed, which is what's tying together Mushroom Kingdom and Dreamland.
Okay.
It is kind of modeled after Rosalina's Observatory,
Okay.
but the actual indoor ride is Rainbow Road.
Okay.
Because what I want to do is basically rip off Space Mountain from Disney, and if it's an indoor dark roller coaster, you get to do a bunch of fun lights and colors and stuff.
Okay.
So I feel like that would be really cool. And so Rosalina is kind of my excuse to have a Mario space thing here.
Okay.
It's kind of like she helps you go up into space and then you're on Rainbow Road.
Okay, so are you making it look like her observatory on the outside? I can.
Kind like more or less.
Okay.
A little more towery.
Taller?
Just
I assume
like
wider
less...
is important.
Yes, why? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So like my thought was like basically a square base building. I'm gonna start drawing it here and then we'll move it.
Okay.
A square base building that then has like a round top aspect of it that'll eventually tower. Oh jeez, where did that line come from? There you go. Tower that will kind of go up pretty tall. But I don't want it...
That's quite tall.
Yeah, I don't want it to tower over the castle.
Yeah.
Castle should be the biggest thing.
Little perspective, differences in work here. But yes, I agree. It will have to be shorter, but still be wide enough for the ride. So yeah, I think what you're doing is good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start writing that. I'll call it Rainbow Road, Mario, Mushroom Kingdom, roller coaster. This one, I don't want. It's not kids. I would say. I would say it's not like a little kid one, because there will be another one on the other side. I think that will be perfect for kids. So interior roller coaster, lots of lights, Rosalina and space. Observatory themed. Great. I think probably what I'll just keep naming stuff that I have already thought of.
Okay.
And we'll kind of just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be putting 3 roller coasters kind of close to each other, but that's probably. I mean, Dorney kind of has that. Dorney has like 3 roller coasters that are all a run away from each other, and it's kind of fun to go back and forth. So
I do have a controversial opinion. This looks more like a merry-go-round.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm just saying, I've drawn a merry-go-round, and you're putting a roller coaster inside of it, and that feels wrong and a sin.
It's a trick. So let's see. The next, you can finish drawing that while I write this. The next one we're going to do is going to be, in theory, a copy of. Why is it so big? Do I want this one to be kids? I'm not sure. It's kind of a copy of what already exists, but most people don't seem to like it. So Bowser's Castle exists in Nintendo World. All right, no problem, Cody. Thanks for dropping in. If you can, if you can't, then the video will still be here, and it'll, you can check in on the finished product. But yeah, thanks for stopping in, and thank you for the birthday wishes. So yeah, the real Bowser's Castle ride is like a slow, like actually kind of a dark ride with augmented reality, and it's just like kind of weird. Like I don't really get why they did that for Mario. Like it's supposed to be a Mario Kart ride, and it's just kind of slow, and people don't really like it.
Okay.
So that it's just like,
how are you improving it? How are you better than all these designers?
It's an actual roller coaster.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I want this to be a kids one.
You did just say that this one would be a really good kids one.
I wasn't thinking of that because to skip ahead, there's also a Donkey Kong roller coaster that already exists, and that one is pretty good and is going to just be ripped basically one for one, and that one's certainly a kids one. I feel like I'm gonna change my mind a little bit based on theming. I'm gonna say Rainbow Road is more kid accessible. It's like like the most middle ground that you can go. It's like it's a real roller coaster, like very like active roller coaster, but
not a merry-go-round.
but not like but not super slow, and not super intense. Bowser's Castle will be one of the more intense coasters.
I think that's smart. I think it should be.
And I think this one will have partial inside sections, partial outside.
Correct. That is the correct choice.
So, I think, yeah, I like being able to see stuff going.
I'm getting rid of this, and I'm making this less intense so I can... Playing with opacity.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. That's fair.
We can also color code everything as we go.
So, one of the more intense coasters. Interior and exterior. Obviously, Bowser's mostly hanging out here.
I feel like this also has the opportunities for some good animatronics.
I think the Koopalings, Koopa Kids, are great here.
Oh yeah, causing havoc.
Yeah.
But they also are in little cars, right?
Not all the time.
I think that this would be a great opportunity for little remote control little guys.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Running around.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well, but you can also... there will be animatronics spread around. Like, what's fun about the real Nintendo world is that they have, like, Koopas and Goombas on tracks and stuff like that, and you see them kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, but we have infinite money, so they don't need to be on tracks. They could be free.
That's true.
Full disclosure, I'm pulling up, like, the most easy reference I think I can draw for every one of these things. So I don't know if this is like some sin version that should never see the light of day, and I'm sorry if that's the case.
I mean, it looks like Bowser's Castle to me. It looks acceptable.
It is a Bowser's Castle. It's just the first one that I liked the vibe of.
Yeah, I mean, I think you keep pulling up like DS versions basically, which is
because it's
fine.
low poly.
Yeah, it's a good middle ground between like cardboard and like way too rendered. So no, that's a good idea.
Thank you. I thought of it myself.
But yeah, so Bowser, Mario, like you can get those guys around here.
Are there gonna be multiple Marios?
Disney does
Feels
that,
like a
don't
sin.
they? I think
I keep saying sin. I'm sorry.
Disney has make them human intelligent. What was I gonna say? Disney, I believe, uses multiple characters at the same time, and they just very carefully plot the sight lines and their routes.
Yeah, I think they just cannot be seen at the same time if you can manage to get them so they are not... the kid could not go and be like, I just saw you immediately.
Yeah, exactly. I think certain characters we can double and need to double. Like, I think Mario, Luigi, Peach, Link, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Kirby.
It's a lot of them.
Like they're like we'll try to, but then there's like Toad, some of the villains maybe, and then the lesser characters like Captain Falcon, stuff like that. I think we don't need a ton, or the more well, I guess I was gonna say more generic like Inklings, so I'm not sure if we want to have Inklings or we want to have the Squid Sisters or something. That makes a little more sense.
Where do you want this?
If you could put that a little, yeah, like right around there, I think.
Going into Kong Kingdom?
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. Because I think a castle feel like, if I'm trying to think of like when you're in the vibe too, and I feel like seeing a castle from the jungle feels right.
I do think then this should be a little more centralized.
That's fine.
So it's not all next to each other.
Yeah, that works.
This is my little photo op image.
Yeah, I noticed.
So that's I don't need that if you don't want it.
Yeah, you can keep it there for now. It's fine.
There you go.
All right. So then let's do that other roller coaster that we just discussed. We're gonna jump.
In Kong.
Yeah. what is that actually called in real life? Let's see. What are Minecart Madness? I think it's called. Yeah, we'll do that.
You're just gonna buy that.
I mean, it's
coaster.
already there, so it's like it's fine. Donkey Kong.
People actually sell whole roller coasters. Like you'll buy the whole thing and
Yeah.
collapse it.
Yeah, exactly.
That changed my life.
Straight rip of Universal.
Mhm.
Great.
And that we're in.
I would say diagonal right of Bowser's,
Yeah.
pretty central to the Kong jungle. Yeah, because I don't quite know yet. Like in Universal, it's like a big temple, so I feel like it should be pretty central.
Mm-hmm.
And this is mostly an outdoor, or I think this is like, there's a couple indoor sections. It's kind of like I watched a video of it. It's a little bit like the Yeti one or whatever it's called in Animal Kingdom in Disney, where it's like it has a couple like starts and stops where it's like Ramby's here. Ramby's a rhino.
Of course, I know that.
And you pass by Cranky and stuff like that. So
of course, Cranky.
He's a Kong. He's old.
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah.
I know that man.
So
That man commits tax fraud.
That man hasn't heard of taxes.
Predates taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So I'll have to see what other, because like the in terms of like ride-ness, like minecart is the most obvious thing for DK. That's why they did it. So beautiful. So this will probably be kind of like the biggest attraction of DK, and that's the easiest spot to get the photo op to, I think. Or there might be like some like tree houses nearby that you can
Climbable tree houses.
Yeah.
There should be elevated walkways.
Yeah, definitely. Let's throw that on the dock. And it kind of really will just be DK. I think most of the supporting DK cast will just kind of be animatronics. K-Rool's still kind of a weird middle ground, so I do think it would mostly be DK as a mascot here.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up references for the Donkey Kong houses. Tree houses.
If you
I found them.
The real ones are cool too. Let me show you. What's a good? Yeah, I mean they're like a little more round in modern iterations. There you go.
Okay.
But it doesn't. I mean they've used the more housey one as recently as like Smash reveals and stuff, so it doesn't really matter.
You can do whatever you want. Round is easier, in fact. I don't have to worry about perspective, baby.
Great.
I don't know. Now I've bungled myself. Don't worry about it. You can keep talking.
Okay. I was saying, so the next big thing, and probably the last thing for Mushroom Kingdom for now, and then we'll stretch out a little bit, is I want to do Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
And so that will be a dark ride kind of shooting game, very similar to Buzz Lightyear.
Mm-hmm.
So you are you're in carts with a couple other people. I think it might just be two in Buzz Lightyear. And you have versions of the poltergeist on the front of the car, and you're shooting at ghosts on the screen and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so you're trying to like capture the most ghosts of all the people in that, like, who are in that ride cycle with you.
Okay. That makes the most sense. Luigi's Mansion.
We can, obviously there will be some animatronic like dry bones and stuff like that, because that was a big element of the movie as well. I'm thinking to the right of the Mushroom Kingdom, basically. Got another overlap with DK.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just kind of a big, scary building.
Yeah, it's a very, I think, like, Victorian building.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll call that...
I feel like it
Dark
shouldn't be
Ride.
as big as the castle, though. It's a mansion versus a castle, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. This doesn't have to be too big.
You make it smaller?
Yeah.
That big?
Yeah.
Worst part about Procreate is when you resize something, it completely destroys the quality.
Yeah, like I don't know, not rasterizes, but like, yeah, messes with the pixels and stuff.
Blurry. It's okay.
So we got that. Our totals right now are 3 coasters, 2 meetups, 1 dark ride. We've pretty much only done Mario so far. We have a couple DK things. Think of what I already know for sure. Maybe, well, I'll try to go in the order in which we drew it up.
I feel like this should be on a hill.
Yeah. That'll help obscure some of Kong too.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's always their big trick.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's true.
And then what I'm planning for the generic Nintendo stuff should be fun as kind of a counterpoint to that. So it's all, there's like 4 big points right off of Mushroom Kingdom that you can go to, which is cool. There's two roller coasters, a dark ride, and then the other thing. I guess we can do the other thing next.
Secrets.
So the other thing is our first generic Nintendo thing. And it is Nintendo Coliseum. And so this is where they can host tournaments. They can, shoot directs from here, stuff like that. So pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Now,
what are we looking like for a Coliseum? Are we talking about like
yeah.
Yeah.
More steel than like stone looking.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
I guess just more like a sports stadium than...
Is it round?
Yes.
Okay. Are you pulling from any media?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I think it'd be cute if the top of the dome had, like, it was a Smash logo. But
it is enclosed?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
boy, let's see how good I am at that. It's a circle.
It is a circle. You already have the circle.
Yep, but it's in perspective. It cuts down like this, and then it's off center. Does it go all the way across? Or is it just like?
It is all the way across. Yeah.
Okay.
If you move that line that you just did over to the left, and then
that's the thing that was off
Yes.
center, not the horizontal one.
There you go. And then the other one cuts through, pretty much. Yeah, perfect. So I'll start writing this up. Nintendo, and I of course know how to spell Coliseum.
It's a lot of letters, but not as many as you think.
I will put this technically in Inkopolis because it's a little more of a city type of building. And this is museum show and music. I'll put it under tournaments, live streams. Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be necessarily like big tournaments. It can just literally be like daily like you can come and play in a tiny little bracket.
That's how we
kind
do
of
Wii
thing.
Sports.
Yeah, and we can have a bunch of different games. We can get Wii Sports, Mario Kart, Smash, Arms, tennis. Yeah,
tennis is very important.
Real tennis.
Yo, it needs to be a regulation tennis court.
Well, we are going to allow people to box.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a real life mat, and he just kicks the shit out of you.
It's what we deserve.
Yeah.
Just like Ridley.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a violent theme park. Kid friendly. So
it's almost universal.
So yeah, I feel like I've had more mental concepts for what goes on here, but the existence of it is more important than the
gladiator
the details.
battles.
Yeah. It's definitely it's like a big show floor, or a big like giant screens hooked up to stuff and things like that. Yeah.
That's not an eraser.
All right. So then, let's see. We did that.
It's looking a little sparse right now.
Well, we're filling it up.
Well, you keep putting everything that should be in the Mushroom Kingdom outside of the Mushroom Kingdom, so.
Well, the smaller parts of the Mushroom Kingdom are going to be filled up with like stores, restaurants, much smaller.
Of course.
Things like that. Let's do. So there's two rides where I'm not sure which I want to do for which.
Okay.
There's merry-go-round and well, I guess let's say 3. There's a merry-go-round. There's a Dumbo style ride, and there's like a Wild Mouse or Crazy Mouse kind of ride. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I love the Crazy Mouse. It was
Great.
the one ride I would ride in Atlantic City every year.
So
one of the only good rides there.
The two things I'm trying to place within those 3 categories is a Yoshi ride and a Kirby ride.
Okay.
Yoshi, I feel like could either be a merry-go-round or a Dumbo ride. I've really liked the idea of a Dumbo ride. And then I feel like Kirby with the warp stars and stuff like that could either be a Dumbo ride or a Crazy Mouse thing.
I really like Yoshi being a merry-go-round because he's already horse-shaped.
Yeah.
And also, I don't like the idea of having to sit inside of Yoshi.
But you have to sit inside Dumbo anyway.
Yeah, but that's fine. He's larger. Yoshi will have to become rotund.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do that to Yoshi.
Big Yoshi.
I think that is a crime against Yoshi. I think we should ride him like a little horsey, and he'll spin around, and it'll be like Baby Mario energy.
Do you think the whole carousel would be all Yoshis of different colors, or would it be, or are there?
It's the easy
Is
answer.
there anything else in the Mushroom Kingdom that gets ridden? There's the Jaxie from Odyssey.
What about the little cloud guy that picks you up?
The Lakitu?
Yeah.
That could be like a lot of merry-go-rounds have cars, right? Instead of ride. Yeah, that like there could be like a Lakitu cloud that you sit in. That's a cute idea. Okay, I'm down. You've sold me.
Aha!
We'll do that.
Alright, what does that look like?
So that can be, I would say, maybe like in between Luigi and Bowser.
Wrong way.
It can be smaller than that because it's pretty small. Yeah, that's fine. And this will be called Yoshi something, I guess.
Yoshi something.
Do I just call it Yoshi's Story? That's a little silly.
Yoshi go round.
Yoshi's. Yoshi's Parade. There you go. Sure. And so that's Yoshi themed. It's in Mushroom Kingdom. It's carousel.
You're gonna make me look up Yoshi and have to draw the tiniest little Yoshi.
I'm not making you do anything. It's up to you.
Well, how else are we gonna know it's where Yoshi lives?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going by memory will be mistake.
There we go.
Yoshi. Blim. Okay. How do we ride this man? There you go. Just for the sake of this.
What does it show up as on the stream? On the TV, he's okay. No, on everywhere, he's very pixelated. Okay, I mean, I'm understanding what you're drawing.
Good. It's okay. He's perfect. No notes.
Nachi.
He's really small.
He's very distorted.
It'll be fine. Watch. It'll be fine. He's there.
Perfect.
I'm sorry. I'm just amused by the little thumbnail of him.
That is yes. All right. Yeah.
See. Anyway, Yoshi's there. Now I have to draw him 3 more times. Don't worry about it. I've drawn a line down there.
All right. While you're doing that, let me consider what I want to do next. I don't have any other main ideas for Donkey Kong right now, so I guess since I mentioned Kirby, we can do that next. I think there will be essentially like an air ride, Crazy Mouse ride.
I don't know why I'm trying to do perspective like that.
I like that. Let's see.
Kirby air ride. You can ride the stars.
Exactly. There and the Kirby air ride has like I don't know if you know anything about Kirby air ride. It's a racing game.
Oh, you know.
And there's a bunch of different types of stars, but some of them are literally like cars that you're in essentially, or like boxes. And there's some that are still just kind of hanging on to. So I think turning those into cars for a Crazy Mouse ride is fun. I'll just call it Kirby Air Ride. That is Kirby themed.
Alright, tiny little Kerbos.
Dreamland.
Oh, that's getting combined.
Roller coaster for kids.
Where is that? Is it over here where the spaces?
No, we're going up to Dreamland.
Oh,
here.
that would make sense. We did talk about it being Kirby.
So this can be, yeah, right around there.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be as big as the other stuff, but a little bigger than the carousel.
Okay. Sorry, I have to do some formatting. My memory of what rides look like is really.
I mean,
tenuous No.
That's not at all what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? I thought we were riding like little stars. Like
I mean,
that.
that's also a very good way.
I thought we were doing Dumbo.
No. This is the Crazy Mouse.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought we were gonna fly little stars up and down.
That's another. I mean, that is another cute idea. Here's what. So hold on to this then.
Nope, I've already gotten rid of it. It's already dead to me.
I'm saying just hold on to that thought.
Okay.
If we did that for Kirby instead, that's the portal to hell.
No, this is a roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
See, it's got. You'll put the little mice.
Well, what I was about to say is that every Crazy Mouse I've ever seen is just like a rectangle of hellish metal.
Yeah, exactly. I was right.
But so if we did that for Kirby, which does fit the vibe a little more, especially calling it Kirby Air Ride, what's a good candidate for a Crazy Mouse?
In Kirby or in general? In Nintendo in general?
I feel like F-Zero's not bad.
What about the squids and you're painting it?
You're painting it.
It's like the concept of them running around painting the track.
I mean, Moray Towers is a not bad setup for that kind of thing.
I remember where everything is.
It'd be down in Inkopolis.
No, I know that. I'm just trying to think of what else would look good.
My other thought is that it's a Pokemon ride, and you just ride in different Pokemon.
Yeah, it could be like almost like a water ride, and you're riding some like a Lapras.
Well, my thought is it's just like there's a Pikachu car, a Charmander car, a Bulbasaur car.
There should be a lazy river somewhere.
There will be a lazy river, yeah. We'll figure that out.
Nooktown, obviously.
I mean, it could go in between Nooktown and Kanto. I think would be cute. But we'll come back to that. I think let's put it.
What if it's the what are those goblins? Not goblins, moblins. Moblin crazy.
That's kind of cute too, yeah.
Because it already has this. They're always a little kooky and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've played the game.
I mean, I have been kind of considering like what actual rides would go in Hyrule, because it's like there's a certain amount of things where it doesn't feel right. A tower's yes. Oh yeah, I will have a Sheikah Tower as one of the drops for sure. Then there's a lot of good candidates for Crazy Mouse. Let's come back to that, but yes, let's do the one that you were originally doing for the Kirby one.
I win.
I will change it from roller coaster to circle. Oh wait, yeah, circle ride. Dumbo, different star types from the game.
I hope y'all are enjoying the screen spinning around wildly and without any real reason.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nope.
So we got that there.
That's not what I wanted.
After this, we'll do the Sheikah Tower since I'm thinking of it. Sheikah Tower.
I understand.
I forget what that's called. I'll just call it Sheikah Tower or whatever. Zelda Hyrule.
Now, are you in Kirby's mouth? Or are you just on the stars?
You're in the star. Yeah, it's
Is Kirby on anything, or is he just kind of around in the middle? The perspective of stars at this angle. Hurts.
I think it's probably mostly symbols.
Okay, then he's just in the center.
Yeah.
That's what Kirby looks like, right?
Yeah. It's not like Isaac at all. There we go.
I think this is a perfect rendition of Kirby.
Yeah.
And
the Sheikah Tower will both be a launch and a drop, I think.
I hate that.
What?
Seems like a terrible experience.
Well, you do one, then you do the other.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Those rides, I've gone on one of them once, and it was a terrible experience.
It was with me, wasn't it?
No. Did I go on twice? And
I feel I have...
Did you force me on one of those?
I have a memory of us being on one, like, down the shore or something.
I assure you it was under duress.
Yeah. I feel like it was you, but I'm not... I could be confused. I don't know. I should have had a total count here. I could try to program that real quick, but it doesn't.
I mean, I am sitting here doing little doodles, so.
Yeah, let me just do that real quick.
Yeah, we got Kerbo. He's doing something, that's for sure.
Equals K2. Oh yeah, equals sum K2 to K20. Almost, but let's change it to 22. There we go. That's better. Perfect. What are you looking up, the Sheikah thing?
Yeah, I typed in Hyrule Tower because I forgot what everything is.
Oh yeah.
That's spelling.
How do you spell it?
Obviously, they don't even know because I've seen both with AH or HA.
I believe it's AH. That's how I read it.
It is now. We've made it so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that already does look exactly like what Drop Tower is.
It's a perfect fit. Yeah. And in the second one, you can get like launched up from the tower, so it's an absolute, like, absolutely needs to be like that. That can be a little more towards the right corner. You can move it when you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'll be kind of close to jungle, but
okay. So let's see.
And then after this, I guess we can draw actual Hyrule Castle just to put it on the
There's
map.
a lot of castles in this game. I feel, or in this park.
It's just these two as the biggest ones. I mean, there's
there's also
Bowser's.
Bowser's Castle and Luigi's Mansion, which is kind of a castle. And
No.
I don't know. It's got a lot of castle vibes.
Well, the whole left side is like up towards the left corner is more so smaller buildings and towns and stuff like that, and then Inkopolis is going to be more is like the city. So that's where we'll get some bigger structures there.
Does it look right?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't want to redraw it.
Alright, so we have that. I'll do Hyrule Castle next.
And you want it to be... Oh god, I'm on warp. Here?
A little up more. Yeah, that's good. You make that a tiny bit smaller. If
I sure can.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. All right. So I guess let's do Hyrule Castle. So that'll be basically middle towards the right of the section.
That is elaborate. Okay. Around here.
Is that?
I don't know. I tried to find one that was clear. Is that one better for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Always judging the artist.
Okay. Now the question is there anything actually here? or like is there stuff in it?
That could be where people stay.
It's a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we shouldn't have on-site hotels.
No, why not?
Nah, that's
Pay big money for it.
Do they sure? Well, we don't need money.
That's true.
I mean, like, yeah, I guess there would be like you would have the option to either stay in Inkopolis, where there'd be like more just kind of smaller, like normal room hotels, and then this would be like you're paying out your ass to stay in Hyrule Castle. But no, I'm trying to decide if this is a purely aesthetic thing.
If it is, then it should be small.
Yeah, that's because it lets it be a little smaller than Peach's Castle, which I think more in canon is much smaller than Hyrule Castle. So it kind of lets it downplay it. I don't want to put a ride inside of it, I don't think.
There's a lot of details. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
Well, don't worry about those. Don't worry about... I think those spikes are, like, part of evil shit.
Okay.
So you can just kind of, like, add a couple more turrets and stuff like that.
Okay. Is that it? Is that...
Yeah, there
okay.
Okay. Because there should also be, like, performance spaces, so maybe you could watch something... Like, it's just mostly just kind of, like, a standing like stage kind of area, or like
if you have it up on a hill, you can make it smaller,
like Zelda story time,
and then you can have a stage in the front of it so people can actually like come and see things. Something like that.
I think that's what we'll go with. Yeah.
So if it's like up on like a hill element,
and this will be show/music.
Have seating.
So
do you want it to be fully outdoor venue? Indoor venue?
The castle?
Yeah.
Or for this outdoor, yeah. And then if it is the castle itself isn't accessible, we can put either actors or animatronics or something in windows and stuff. Or like have windows glow red if we're talking about like Ganon or whatever.
Yeah, moon.
Yeah.
Got big nose, right? That's what it looks like.
Sure.
I think that's exactly what he looks like.
Yeah.
I think he's staying.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
At this point, I can't picture the real moon enough to fight it.
I think this is accurate. I think that's exactly what he looks like. Chat, back me up. Shouldn't give me this power. Power of creation.
Yeah, because I am thinking of Hyrule as like a more open section of the park that is just kind of like pretty and nice to be in.
Yeah,
like a little Ren Fairy.
Open shops.
Yeah. And I think we can put a bunch of carnival games in here and stuff like that. I think it's a good fit. More manual stuff.
Okay.
But I'll come back to that stuff as we're filling in space.
Okay. It is very big right now.
Yeah, it can be smaller.
Well, let's blur it.
A little wider also. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
And then a little to the right. Yeah, right around there.
I'm gonna move it slightly to the side so you don't see everything. It's a little blurry, but that's okay. It's really small.
Yeah, that's fine.
Got a lot of things on this map.
Also.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. So now let's do...
I'm looking down a lot.
Yeah. Stretch your neck. Let's try to do some other big thing that I'm sure of.
Hey, I did a perfect rendition of this guy. I don't know if I could just like... This is the same thing.
You gave him a little bit of a Pinocchio nose.
I thought he had a longer nose. Didn't he have like a super long nose?
Not really.
I don't know.
Are you thinking of like Tingle or something?
No. Tingle should be here though. No. Just Tingle does have a long nose. There you go.
I actually don't even think he does. I think he's just a freak. I'm gonna look up Tingle.
You know who does have a big nose?
He's just kind of got like a normal large nose that's not actually long. He does have a big nose. That's right. That is 100% accurate. He's got a long neck too. There we go. All right. Jamie.
Yes.
What should?
Let me in.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me see. So if you.
What are we doing?
Hello.
Oh.
You're invisible to us.
I'm invisible, but I can speak.
Okay, that's fine.
Voice
What
of God.
do you think? What is a fitting, like, centerpiece for a Pokemon ride?
What's the vibe that you're going for?
So we have Kanto. There's going to be some smaller. What's the first town of Pokemon of like red? Pallet. It is Pallet. Right. Okay. So it's gonna kind of go from Pallet Town up on the higher part into more of Viridian, and then it bleeds into Inkopolis. We have considered something we're trying to place right now that isn't a main attraction, but might be here. Is we want to do like a Crazy Mouse ride, and it would be fun to do that with like Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Charmander, like cars. Or something like that, but we're also considering doing that as some kind of Moblin ride in the Hyrule section.
That could also be
so fun. Either way, there's other things that I want to do in Kanto, such as I want a water gym that's an indoor water park,
which is a great idea. Yeah. And
we've talked about a dark ride that is like a Pokemon Snap as well, where you're in a car and you're doing that. I think that's great. So it wouldn't. I don't think roller coaster makes sense.
Not a big one. Maybe like a kid's coaster, but if you're thinking about putting a Crazy Mouse somewhere else, that's kind of pretty much the same thing.
Is there? I'm looking at some of the categories here. Is there a Ferris wheel?
A Ferris wheel could be fun because then you could also have Pokeball branding on it.
I want Swallow. Not Swallow. The upgrade. What's the evolution of Swablu? Altaria. I want to ride her.
Yeah,
she's my favorite.
Beautiful.
Because I'm trying to think. We do kind of need a Ferris wheel, and I don't really know. I feel like Pokemon's a good kind of place for it.
I think so.
So there's that. Is there a thrill ride? More of like one of those like things on a claw hand that spins around, or like not a roller coaster, but something with a higher intensity. Is there a reason where that could exist?
I mean, you could have like a ghost themed like claw kind of ride, like Haunter and stuff.
What
various Lavender Town.
What are the what are like the most popular powerful Pokemon? Because I've like in my head I'm like I know he's not like one of the god ones, but like Mewtwo is like very popular, very powerful.
Oh well, I mean Mewtwo gets his big hand out and he makes things.
That's why I'm
around.
like I'm wondering if it could be some kind of like what's a psychic attack in Pokemon?
Yeah.
Name a psychic attack.
I'm not sure I've ever used a psychic Pokemon in an actual run, man.
Okay.
I like Psybeam.
I mean, I can also just look up like Mewtwo attacks or something like that. It could just be called like Mewtwo's Psy Strike or something like that, just so we put some kind of thrill ride here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good basis. Let me see if there's something else. If there's any other sections. I mean, mostly Pokemon is the one that, besides like trying to add Fire Emblem shit, that I'm most blind in. So I think that's a good starting point.
Well, Fire Emblem is a sword. I know that now.
That's true.
You've taught me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could, I guess, do like a Viking ship type ride.
We do. I have that as an option. What would that be themed to?
I would probably theme that to like a ride Pokemon of some
like
sort.
A Lapras or something.
Like a Lapras or something.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about that.
I mean, that's a great 3 to start with here. So I think that's what we'll go off of. Good. Thank you, Jamie. So let's see. So what is the name of this Ferris wheel? Is there a specific theming we like for the Ferris wheel? I know, yeah, the Pokeball's in the middle. Is it just kind of a generic?
I want it to look kind of like, oh goodness, where you heal your Pokemon. I just want the little music that, like, when your Pokemon are getting healed. I imagine this is what's happening inside their balls. They're just going on a little Ferris wheel ride.
Jamie, where Pokemon heal?
Pokemon Center.
Thank you.
Pokemon Center? Yeah, sure.
I have the sound in my head of what it's supposed to sound like. I don't want to do it out loud because it will be wrong and embarrassing.
Okay.
But like the music, like the wait area music.
Ferris wheel.
It's been a while, folks.
Been
a while.
Center music. What are the cars? Are they Pokemon? Or are they Pokemon themed?
Yeah. Pokemon themed. For ease.
Themes for cars. So we have that. We have the... What did I just say? Oh, Mewtwo's... What's it called? Psy something?
Side Shocker. I don't
Psy
know.
Beam? Is that what it was?
What are we doing? I was only half listening to it. I was adding Lonk from Pennsylvania.
Oh, where's he? Oh, beautiful. Hold on, let me look up Mewtwo attacks. Psy Strike, great. Okay. So this is it's one of those claw ones that like flips all over and yeah.
I just wasn't listening when you talked. As much as I love you, I was busy.
You had very important stuff to do.
Yeah.
That's a thrill ride. It's not for kids.
Fun fact, loved those rides.
Really?
Yeah. Loved these.
That doesn't track at all.
No, I threw up nearly every time.
Great. And then the other one we said was Lapras ride. He spelled Lapras.
Like it sounds. Lapras.
Sure is. And that's a pendulum.
I remember how these look.
Great. That's about right. I mean, yeah.
You need a tilt-a-whirl.
Yes, we do. I'll figure that out. Yeah, let's see where we put that.
Where does his face look like? He's angry. He's got a mouth.
He's got a little mouth, doesn't he?
Probably.
It's like,
There you go.
Oh wait, no, he does. Wait, I feel like he famously doesn't. hold
No,
on.
okay, this needs to be in perspective, though, because that's actually his hand.
Well, we don't need to make it
No, this
feel
is
like his
hand. No, it's
body.
great.
And also, no, he doesn't have a mouth.
Show me what he looks like. Okay.
Because he always talks telepathically. I know
Don't
that.
pull that back.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Display how fast or how bad I can draw something without a reference.
I guess this is all Gen 1 theme, so it makes sense to have Mewtwo here anyway.
Alright, anyway, that's what it looks like. We're sticking with that.
Okay.
My quality's degrading a little bit, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What was the other thing we're doing?
We're doing a Lapras, like, boat pendulum ride.
So it is Lapras?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just remembering what Lapras looks like. I can look it up, but I think he kind of looks like this.
I mean,
I think I've just drawn Nummel.
I think you're not wrong.
Well, that's because Lapras is my boy. I love Lapras. That was pretty close. How are we hooking them up to a spinning deal?
Well, he's just got a pendulum, basically.
He is the pendulum, isn't he?
Yeah. So he's got, like, his whole shell is, like, I think, open seating, basically.
Okay. I'm not going to figure out the science behind it.
You sure don't have to. That's for the engineers.
Mm-hmm. I'm the big picture kind of person.
You are. It's pretty big.
It's screen sized.
Yeah.
I
guess since
the way they usually did that was like a big, something like that, right? Because then it would
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And since we're here, I'll
Sign
kind of like fill out the majority of what I'm thinking for this area. We'll do that. I'll save that as a separate thing.
Mm.
Okay, and then we just kind of need a box. Is a fine stand-in, and this is going to be Pokemon Snap. All right, it's going to be called Safari Zone. That's what it is.
Oh heck yeah! You gonna catch Pokemon?
Yeah, and so my thought is this is where we kind of use the AR that they're using for the real Mario Kart ride, and so you know that allows for a bunch of different programming of Pokemon, and you use the little things on your cars to take pictures, and then you can actually have those pictures on your phone app or whatever.
This is indoors?
This is indoors, yes.
Oh. I like the Safari Zone. You walk around a little nature. It could be a mini zoo. It could be a zoo with all the characters as animatronics.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think that's better, but that's because I hate augmented reality.
Yeah. If there's anywhere to use it, I think it allows for a lot of variety.
Where's that going?
Yeah, that's around there is good, I think.
So I'm gonna shift some things, freeze. Boop.
I think the Ferris wheel being pretty central is good. I think Lapras can be smaller for sure. He can be way smaller.
I disagree, but fine.
He's smaller.
You
Yeah,
hate
perfect.
Lapras. Oh, look how blurry he is now. I hate
I don't know if I should comment this because it's not in the actual chat, but Nick says he wants to draw Pokemon from memory because of the stream.
It's harder than you think for everyone but our roommate Jamie, who has a photographic memory of every Pokemon that's ever existed.
That's not true. It's maybe like half of them.
Uh-huh.
Done it before. Like half of them.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. I can probably draw 3 Pokemon acceptably from memory. And not the ones you think.
I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to mute the mic, take us off screen. If you want to keep fudging with stuff, you can. And I'll be back in like 2 minutes. No. Hello, we're back.
It's me.
So
Oh god. Ah, we're good.
we've filled out Pokemon a lot, so let's get a couple other things going. So
You might hear puppy jingles as she gets up.
yeah, it's okay. I know there's a microphone there. It's very confusing.
Life's very hard for a puppy.
Yeah, you can bump and move as you like.
I would like to get down.
Oh,
Let me go. Free me. Free me from my cage.
where do you want to go?
She's figuring out. She'll get there.
She's circling. There we go. There, did we bump camera too much?
I haven't moved. You're out of camera.
No, we're fine. Okay. Great. All right, so I think I would like to claim our fastest roller coaster, which is going to be F-Zero themed. It's going to be called Big Blue.
Where it going?
It is going.
Shouldn't go in Kong Jungle.
It's going in Inkopolis. Generally speaking, it's going in Inkopolis.
Really?
Anything that's kind of high tech or space themed is, I think, just putting it in the city gives us an
Not
excuse to have
Dreamland,
it.
where there's space?
No, that's more like fantasy space. So
But it is still space.
to explain my reasoning. Well, F-Zero is not like space. It's just high tech. So to explain my reasoning, Mushroom Kingdom is cartoony, and then we stay cartoony to the back and sides of it with Dreamland, Kong Jungle, and Nook Town starts to bring us more towards realistic cities and towns. Kanto goes even further there, and then Inkopolis is like city, but like with a more fantastic sci-fi twist to it.
Okay.
So we go from colorful cartoon, more realistic, and then like
When do we get the
crazy part
gore?
of the city. That's for Halloween when they do a Doom crossover.
Perfect.
And also every day with Ridley.
Yeah. Whoever Ridley is
Yeah.
yeah. the chorus.
He's dripping viscera at all moments.
Excellent.
And then going to the right, because we have the more nature element of the jungle, that bleeds into the kind of like medieval fantasy forest vibe of Hyrule. And that's like the most kind
I'm sorry, that apparently bores
of
me.
part. So we're gonna F-Zero's in Inkopolis.
Okay.
I would say put it kind of under the generic section.
I don't know what I'm drawing.
Roller coaster track, pretty much. Just it could be. It doesn't have to. I think it'd be cool if it was one where there's one I think like in Six Flags or something where 2 roller coasters are racing, and that would be really cool.
Okay. I don't know how to show that with this.
Just have a bunch of tracks and draw 2 cars or something. It's fine.
That's what a roller coaster looks like. So a roller coaster goes up and then down and then it spins around, you know?
Yeah.
There you go. And then it's got to end where it starts.
So this will be called Big Blue.
And then there'll be a second one. Or can there just be 2 on, like, there's a track?
No, I think there are, like, kind of split tracks, yeah. And, like, sometimes they're right next... No. Like, sometimes they're right next to each other, and then sometimes they go different ways.
Okay, well, this is incomprehensible.
That's fine.
And you're welcome.
Yes. Fastest coaster. Racing tracks.
And what are the... Oh, God, what do those little pixel cars look like?
They look like line, circle, or like line, curve.
Yep.
Basically.
They're gonna look like this.
Great.
There you go.
Perfect.
I don't know what to tell you. Roller coasters are incomprehensible staring at them in real life.
No, that's valid.
Taught kids how to draw roller coasters a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Didn't go well. Talking about line weight. I teach kids. I don't have kids, for those who might not know. Not like Ridley. He has many kids.
But not of his own. All right, let me see. We've been joking about Metroid, so I guess let's do
Ridley's Metroid.
A Metroid themed thing. So
What about Silex?
he's not famous enough to be here. I mean, maybe we'll see how Prime 4 goes, but
He's your favorite creature that's ever existed.
he is great.
You love him more than most things.
I do. I love the armor.
He's been your phone background for I think 3 years now.
No, he hasn't been the back because I haven't. Oh wait, 2 years probably. I forgot I had the reveal of him as the new one, and then I got the new higher quality ones. But yeah, you're right.
I know I am. Frequently.
But no, I mean, if the game does well, then we'll say he can be an occasional character appearance. Okay. But so off to the left of like the far left of Inkopolis is where
far left.
Space stuff is going to go, because in my excuse that's like the space port essentially. Okay. And so I'm trying to think there's a couple ways to go about a Metroid ride. Let me look at our categories.
Okay, I'm drawing Star Wars from memory. While you do that.
I also... Oh, hold on. I would like to pull up a planning document I have, because I wrote down amounts of roller coasters that places have. And I do kind of want to use that as a metric so I don't go too over, too under. Mm-hmm. Let me see what we're kind of talking. We're probably pretty close to the max. Let me... no, I guess are we really not? I guess
The
we
max
might...
of how many coasters we're allowed
So-
to
so
have
mag-
legally? We have
No.
full money.
So Magic Kingdom has 5, Dorney Park has 8. We can't do that.
Why not?
I also like that you put that motherfucker from Rise of Skywalker, the slug guy, in there.
No, that's not who he is.
Who is it? Who have you drawn?
I thought it was pretty obvious. Me.
Oh, it's Jar Jar. Okay, yeah, it's fair.
Okay.
I was confused by his locks. But it's his ear, I understand. Also, It's a Me isn't Jar Jar, that is Mario.
Isa. Doesn't he say Isa?
He said Misa.
Misa. I've never seen that movie, okay?
It's a Misa. Anyway.
So that's all here.
Great. So we do have room for some more roller coasters because we're at 4, I think.
We do have a Crazy Mouse that's coming around.
We'll have Crazy Mouse somewhere.
Right now we have 1 coaster here, 2 coaster here, 3 coaster here.
Yeah, so it's heavily packed up there. Maybe I think a Crazy Mouse in Hyrule is probably the way to go.
Let's bring that boy over. Nope, click the wrong thing.
Because Hyrule doesn't feel too, like, I don't want to make it too like janky mechanical stuff. So, but I think this could be stylized in such a way that it does look like some kind of Moblin hideout. So I think that's a good idea. I'll write that since you're doing it.
Okay.
I
know what the Moblins look like.
Moblin hideout.
They have big pointy ears too. Everyone in Hyrule does. Or big pointy nose.
Yeah.
Every single character we've learned, just like the moon, has a big pointy nose. And then they can be like, have the spikes and everything around.
Yeah, I think that's a fun. Feel very perilous. So yeah, okay. So now we have that. The stuff that I there's a couple things that make sense for Samus. There could be another. What we don't have right now is a proper ride through dark ride.
Okay.
In terms of like that, we have 2 where you're kind of shooting at, like you're using an apparatus. There's nothing that's currently like a scenic drive-through kind of thing.
Okay.
Like a Pirates of the Caribbean or Haunted Mansion. So I feel like,
and Angopolis is the best place for it.
I mean, one for a Small World-esque thing in the Mushroom Kingdom would be fun to do.
I think Dreamland could have a lot of opportunities because that feels very fun and like.
That's a very it's the most that and Nooktown are the most kiddie sections. So yeah, that's a good one.
I do think
for
we
it.
need a lazy river between Dreamland and Nooktown, or Kanto and Nooktown.
I agree with that.
If there's water,
I agree. Yeah. I think it will like technically start in the water gym and then go out and around and stuff like that.
Do we want to draw that water gym?
Sure.
Okay.
We can claim that. Water gym. Pokemon. Kanto. Water attraction.
The water gym was just a big square from my memory, but it's been approximately 20 years since I've seen that movie. Or seen that... Was it a movie or just the episode where you meet Misty?
I
assume it's an episode, but I watched it in school, so it felt like it was more important. We watched a lot of Pokemon in school.
That surprises me.
Yeah, it's because it was a Catholic school.
Just I've never watched Pokemon at school. It's great. We're always watching some dumb shit.
I don't know. You can't call Prince of Egypt dumb.
Well, I don't think we even watched that. It was
what?
It was always like knockoff or low budget animated stuff, or at best VeggieTales.
I don't think we ever watched VeggieTales in school.
VeggieTales is alright. That if it was like a day where it's like, hey, we're watching VeggieTales versus hey, we're watching like this animation of the Last Supper or something like that, it was like, oh, thank God it's VeggieTales.
Trying to think of what the Misty Water Gym looked like.
I mean, you can just kind of put the water logo on the front of it.
Yeah, just memory.
So that I've written it down. Though we'll have to break, like I will technically count it as like there will be a pool there, because this whole thing is like indoor water park essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So in counting it as an attraction, I've counted it as the pool and like just different water features and stuff like that, where there's stuff shooting out of the ground, the kind of usual stuff you have there.
Absolutely.
And then
water slides and such.
I'll write Lazy River for now. We can come back with more options there. But the nice thing about anything we describe in this building is that you don't have to draw it.
I do love that more than you know.
So what water Pokemon is the Lazy River named after?
Lotad.
Lotad?
What do you mean?
Who's that?
Who's Lotad? He's my boy. They're all my boys. I love them. They're the ones that feel like little, like you. They feel so rideable.
Yeah, sure.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Sure, why not? Lotad's Lazy River Pokemon.
I feel like that this should be up higher.
I guess that's a ride.
Hybrid ride.
Is it a ride or an attraction? Is the main thing.
I don't know if it counts as fully an attraction, but I will say it'll go to a Lazy River. They'll probably go between both. Let's see how this works. Maybe it cuts part of Nook.
There we go.
I thought it's got a little like Nook element or part of Nooktown, and then there might be like a passover, so it's like a little island as far as Nook goes, and there'll be like a big bridge.
Yeah,
here.
there can be. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. It's good. It's a good idea.
Thank you. I thought of it myself.
Mm-hmm. In a real theme park, what stops people from being shitty to people in the Lazy River, like passing by? Is it usually like just...
It's already
ice?
brimming with piss, so there's not much to avoid.
Is it usually just like isolated more?
No, it's in the center of things.
I guess there's just a moral construct that stops us.
No. I don't think anything good happens.
Uh-huh.
There might be nets to stop anything from falling around where people are passing through, but there tends to be like trees and barriers and stuff.
Yeah, it can just be a little separated in some way. Yeah, I think Kanto's looking pretty good in terms of larger scale stuff. I think we're at a good place for that. Let's go back to figuring out Metroid stuff.
Okay.
I'll say the one that isn't a ride, but that I think would be would be a really fun thing to have, which is that I want basically like a laser tag thing, and then you could or could not have it be
That's a good Samus thing.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a Metroid thing. And so your laser tag gun is like a little tiny arm cannon that just maybe goes to like the wrist, but like you put your hand in it.
Laser tag.
And then if we wanted to go crazy, we could say that they give you glasses that are AR, and so you actually can see lasers and stuff like that.
I feel like we don't even need the AR. You do need UV glasses.
Sure, yeah.
And then everything could be glowy and cool.
There's some way to do that.
I don't know what Samus symbols look like. I only know the Metroid.
The Galactic Federation one Or here, we'll do just the main Samus logo because that makes the most sense.
But not the Metroid.
Well, Metroid logo. Yeah, hold on.
No.
But not the Metroid.
Why not? I've already drawn 2 of them.
Because we might need that for something different.
But I did a perfect rendition.
Then save that building and draw another.
No, they're fine. Oh, they're dead.
Okay.
You've killed them.
But yeah, if you could do this little lightning bolt thing.
Yeah. Sure can. Did you know that a lot of my job is just recreating images and logos?
Yeah.
Kids will frequently ask me what characters look like, what logos look like. One of them asked me what a ninja character or what a ninja symbol looked like the other day, and I said I need more specifics. And it's like the villains from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I go the feet guys.
I mean,
the guys that like the feet.
You're not wrong.
And he's like, no, that's not right.
No, you're not wrong. All right, so this is Sign Arcade. I guess this is like other.
This has got to look super futuristic.
Yeah.
I don't know what Metroid Future looks like, really. But this has got that vibe, whatever that is.
Yeah. Okay, so indoor laser tag, either UV or AR.
I imagine a lot of rivets.
Arm cannon.
There should be a spaceship on top of it. What do the spaceships look like?
Well, we might. The thing is that I might need this ship for something else.
Fine.
Because the other thing I was considering is a very common part of Metroid games is like an escape sequence where you have to like get out and get to your ship. So I was trying.
They gotta climb the roof.
So I'm trying to think if there's. I was trying to think of what type of ride. Again, I don't want to just do a dark ride because that's kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
There's
the full escape room.
Yeah, I mean it could just be like it could be a walkthrough kind of thing.
You said you wanted like museum kind of elements. This could be the more interactive thing.
Yeah, well that's it. I
just do whatever the Star Wars hotel did, but better.
I mean I know from doing the Tower of Terror, that does a fun thing where it's like you go up and down to different floors and it shows different scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
just
that could be kind of fun.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, David S. Pumpkins. Yes, exactly. So that could be a fun interpretation of it.
Okay.
But I'm not fully sure yet.
Okay.
Um,
all I'm saying is that there's a lot of things that aren't the squid guys in this squid area.
Well, they'll be the big bulk of the middle.
Okay.
And also, honestly, in Ingopolis, it's just for me to say like, here's the city. So we can. I mean, let's draw out in the middle of the city, kind of like just city structures.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Well, let's look.
Show me Ingopolis.
I will show you in Ingopolis.
You know, I imagine everything's a little sea themed.
Not really.
Is that a bucket tower? Because that's criminal that isn't tipping over full of water.
I can't tell now. Hold on.
I think it's just like a watchtower.
Yeah. I don't know what image is best for you here, but
I just need to see generally what the structure of everything is. I'm telling you, that should spill water.
No.
It should spill. What about ink? Just dye everyone every 30 minutes.
My thought is, because we as a theme park, we're obligated to put a log flume in an inappropriate spot of the park.
Where everyone's really dry.
Yeah, where everyone's not happy that it's over here. And I think it should be here, and I think it should be dyed water.
We do have infinite money.
Yeah. So maybe the flume comes down from behind the main.
Because this guy,
tower.
Yeah, that tower needs to be that.
All right, so
what is the structure?
It's like the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, is that what it is? I'm judging them harshly.
So Inkopolis itself is definitely a show area, because you can watch, like, I mean, they've done like Gorillaz style concerts with some of the characters and stuff like that.
They should also have competitions there where you can join teams when you enter Inkopolis.
Yeah.
See, I know things.
Okay, so let's see. So Inkopolis.
You gotta choose a faction and then fight to the death.
Where's Splatoon? There it is.
And there's a log flume.
Yeah, it'll go off the back of it towards Kanto, basically.
Yeah, I can't read.
I know, but I mean, that
does exist.
Yeah. Main city center, music performances, newscasts, and picking teams.
Should there be? There should be good food here.
Yeah, for sure.
Big TV.
Yeah, big screen.
That's where the stage is, right?
Well, I'm think. Oh yeah, I guess it is.
That is actually a stage from the image I'm looking at.
Yeah. So what we could do, two birds, one stone. That's where stuff happens, but also the interior. There's some kind of ride or game where they're actively, like, it's an actively competitive thing, and so they're reporting on what's going on. Would be really fun.
Interesting. That sounds impossible to do.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not.
What if it actually
worked? It could just be a concert venue.
What if it actually worked and was really fun?
I design a festival as my job. This is all feasible. Super feasible.
This is a water ride.
I don't know what I've drawn. I've drawn a Game Boy. But worse.
Well, it doesn't need to be an outward stage.
But that's what I drew.
Because it's like all set, like inset here.
Yeah.
And it's also fake people performing anyway, so it's we don't need physical space, and that allows a game element to be under it in the building as well.
Okay. So, building.
Yeah, building.
Square.
Yeah.
The front has a big screen on it. Is what you're saying?
Well, so basically that bottom section is where people will be in.
Yeah, they're in here.
The top thing is where there will be a screen of the reporters.
What do the reporters look like?
I'll show you.
Like squid folk?
Yeah, I'll show you. Squid sisters.
No, I know what squids look like.
It's these two.
I think I was pretty close.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there's a big a screen.
On top of them is a screen?
Yeah.
That's not the screen?
No, because you can see here. I'll pull up the. So there's building down here. There's performers here, which is just a screen.
Okay.
And then there's big announcement screen.
Well, then they gotta be smaller.
So I am going to. Okay. So how do we turn this into a competitive?
Actually, I've lied. What I'm gonna do is it's bigger building. People are here. I've solved it.
All right. So there's two options here.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is more expensive and sustainable, but a little less fun, and the second one is horribly messy. No, the second one's not trackable. I'm trying to think of a way for the people to kind of play Splatoon.
Paintball.
I don't want it to be paintball though.
Why not?
Like it could be, like it can just be water, but it's like the idea of measuring the field doesn't really work with real liquid on a real floor.
Mm-hmm.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was trying to make this like a road, Because I feel like
there's walkways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that
I don't know what that's going to, but
it could even go to the flume, like out the other side.
oh yeah, you go in and then.
Yeah. Inkopolis has a lot of that interconnected kind of shit,
Exactly.
so that's good. What's a good way to play Splatoon?
No, that's where you get the VR.
I'm wondering if it should be like VR bumper cars kind of thing.
I feel like bumper cars should be. First of all, it should be Monkey Ball.
Well, that's not Nintendo, so we can't do
You
that.
understand my confusion. That
Yeah.
looks like Monkey Ball.
Yeah.
Second, I was thinking Kong Jungle, for bumper cars.
Yeah, sure.
Because that makes sense.
It feels right. Okay, I mean, we can just have people like run around and do stuff, but it and just like a little obstacle course type thing.
Let me actually think about this. I haven't been thinking about it. A way to get people to paint something or make it appear like it's painted would be.
I think it does essentially need to be laser tag. It feels
lights.
silly. It feels silly that we're doing two in a section.
What was the other?
The
That's
Metroid
his
one, which also fits really well.
Mhm.
But the idea, like AR, laser tag, where you see ink, and then it's laser tag being good because then if you get inked too much, then your suit, like normal laser tag, your stuff turns off, and you have to wait to respawn. I think that works the best. I think that's going to be the way to go.
You gotta figure out something else for Metroid then.
You think we can't have two laser tags?
I don't think anybody's gonna go to laser tags, let alone in one area.
All right, keep that building then for Metroid, and we're gonna call it Escape or Samus's Escape. And that will be. One second. Let me write out this.
You're good.
We'll call this one Splatfest, maybe. Inkopolis. Other. Indoor laser tag. AR. Plays like Splatoon. Announced by Squid Sisters. And then Samus's Escape. I think it could be kind of just like a fast dark ride.
We have a lot of dark rides.
And Disney has a lot of dark rides.
I don't know. I've never been.
Either that or Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it does have. I mean, Metroid does have scary aliens and stuff like that.
What about Gravitron?
I mean, that's a good ride for space shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I think I do want two Metroid themed things here. So I would say yes, we'll do a Gravitron, but that won't be this. I think I'm committing to Tower of Terror style thing.
And what is that? Like because all I'm thinking is the raise up drop down for Tower of Terror, but you're thinking of the actual.
No, it is that, but with extra elements.
Okay.
Um,
I've drawn whatever this building was in this Inkopolis.
Oh sure.
I like that guy.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a tower. So you'd probably do have to stretch that image a little bit or add more on the bottom of it.
Already way ahead of you. Is that enough?
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh. There we go.
And so Tower of Terror drops end scenes with Samus fighting aliens. Great. And let's see, what can I theme the Gravitron to? Morph Ball. Perfect.
A lot of round structures in amusement parks.
It's true.
What does Morph Ball look like?
What does this count as? Is this a circle ride or a thrill ride? I know I know what to do next. I know where the swings are going to go also.
Okay. Also, Kong Jungle.
Animal Crossing. It's like presents.
It's cute.
Yeah. I'll call this a thrill ride. Gravitron. Great. And I'll just write out the I don't know what to. I'll just call them presents. Sure, for now. Animal Crossing, Nooktown, Skydiver, present themed, swing ride.
Drawing little shops and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't have anything.
I mean, this will all be populated. So yeah, okay. If you want to go up to Nooktown, we'll throw that swing right in.
Yeah, you did say something about that. I was listening. Ugh. Okay. I've been drawing for a while.
Yeah.
Swing ride. It's gotta be shaped like a balloon.
And since we're here, we can also add the town square after this, and that's basically just the same.
City Hall.
The main like shops and such, and yeah, City Hall of Animal Crossing, and that's where meet and greets will be. All right, let me look through. I'm gonna take off the art for a second and switch over to my sheet. Because here's what we got so far. We have 5 Mario rides. We could probably stand maybe one more, but we've definitely hit the biggest marks. Zelda has 3. Probably worth doing something else. I do think another carousel in Zelda would also be good.
Got a lot of good horses in there.
Exactly.
Got Big Chungus.
Yeah. Animal Crossing currently has 2 rides. We'll have to fill that out, though. I don't think that this is definitely going to be another kind of chill section, where you can kind of just like go through. Like it's a little town, and you get to just kind of like go into houses and check stuff out. It's kind of a kiddie area. I'll write that as an attraction already. Hold on. Villager houses.
You can do tasks for the residents.
Yeah, exactly. And that will be walkthrough. Sure. Kid focused. Check out houses. Do tasks. Yeah, I mean, I know something me and Jamie talked about is like a lot of app integration where it's like you can do stuff around the park as little quests and stuff like that.
For sure.
And so Animal Crossing is a great place to do that. Finding Pokemon, or I mean, you could just play Pokemon Go theoretically. there's tons of good stuff to do with that. All right, so anyway, what's our totals? We have 3 Zelda, 3 Animal Crossing, 3 Splatoon, 2 Metroid. It's definitely all for Metroid. We need to do Pikmin. We need more Kirby. Pokemon's absolutely fine that they're done.
Well, they need little buildings and shops.
It needs, but in terms of like big attractions, that Pokemon's for sure good. DK needs a little more. I think the Yoshi ride is probably fine. I think that's good Yoshi representation. Fire Emblem stuff will go in there. Xenoblade, who knows? F-Zero's fine. It just needs the coaster. I think it's a couple options for Star Fox. It definitely only needs one thing. I have ideas for some of these. Some of these I might just not implement at all. And then there's the generic Nintendo stuff. So we're making pretty good progress. We're nearly done, I think, the big ticket things. And then we'll just kind of pretty it all up and just randomly name some restaurants and stuff like that. Figure out what all characters are here. I
think there should be an integration between Nooktown and Pallet Town or Kanto. That's just like a bunch of little houses over the bridge with berries and stuff.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
It looks like Nooktown needs another ride though.
Nooktown needs another ride.
Yeah, it only has the swing and the lazy river, which is technically a Kanto thing.
There's what? Yeah, I guess so.
Mushroom Kingdom does have a lot of space too. Again, besides all the other things you stated.
Well, Mushroom Kingdom, I think the last big thing I'm gonna put in there is a small world style dark ride.
Okay.
Where you just get to like follow Mario along running through like a kind of a recreation of a video game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's cap that and finish that now. So on the left side of Mushroom Kingdom is where that will go. That can be themed to...
Yeah, put me back on the map. People to see.
Sure. Yeah, so there's the updates to Nooktown.
Yeah, here's how we're looking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lonk's still going strong.
Yeah, we'll have to fill that out a lot, but like I said, I do anticipate a lot of that being just kind of nice scenic areas. And then, so yeah, let's finish out the big stuff of Mushroom right now. So yeah, on that left side can be a kind of small building. It can be maybe warp pipe themed. And then that will just be a slow little pleasant ride through some animatronics and a recreation of Mario doing Mario game stuff. Well, that'll be called World 1-1. Perfect. All right, so yeah, Mario's certainly accounted for. Let's see if I can figure out some more Zelda stuff. Well, I'll write in the meetups. Link, Zelda, Ganondorf. I think that's all we really need. Though there's a couple other characters that will be around. Front of castle. We're wandering. So we have a crazy mouse. We have a tower drop.
Or in high roll.
Yeah. Let's add the carousel.
Where?
I'd say over towards jungle.
Up here.
Yeah. You know what? That's a little close to the other one. Let's do below the castle. Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing?
Pretty generic carousel. I think it'll have horses. It'll have some other stuff. The most important thing for me is it plays the like very carousel theme, the Song of Storms. So it's just some horses.
Mm-hmm.
The topper can be the guy who plays that song.
You know, horses are actually really hard to draw.
This guy's got to be on top of it.
Perfect.
There you go.
Incredibly menacing.
Mm-hmm.
I've known how to draw horses.
I mean, that looks fun. That looks good.
I'm not. We've been drawing for like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm holding a pen.
I've
I've given him hands. I made it look like he's wearing a dress.
Beautiful.
I'm getting a little silly, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so I feel like we need one more big ticket thing in Hyrule. We have a roller coaster. What are we lacking? Oh,
Platformer.
Well, let me see if there's something we straight up don't have. The bumper cars you said was DK. That's a fun one. In terms of actual rides, I think we should have a Wind Waker ship themed another ship pendulum thing.
How frequently are there multiple of every type?
I mean, I feel like this is the kind of thing where there is frequently one, but
I just don't know. I've not been to a place like this.
I don't know. I feel like 2 ships isn't pushing the envelope so much, and also it's that one, yeah. It's a very iconic Zelda ship.
So this could be like the kid version of it. So there's or one of them should be the kiddie version, one should be the more advanced version. I've seen them be 2 different sizes, where you can go to the really big one or the really small one for the.
Let's say Lapras is smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Lapras? There he is. Smaller for kids. And this is... I need to look up the name of that thing. Ship in Wind Waker.
This is a really small ship, to be fair.
I know, vibe-wise, but I mean, Lapras also isn't giant.
I disagree. He's giant in my heart.
King of Red Lions. My thought is that there's a lot more kid stuff on the left top of the park. I feel like I kind of want to keep that mostly together.
Okay.
Alright, so Zelda's in a pretty good spot now. We'll add the bumper cars for DK next.
Okay.
While we're there, we can figure out Pikmin.
Anyway, sorry, I'm putting in seats because I've decided that's where I want to put the details. Alright, so Windmaker, there you go. Where are we? Where is Kong Island? Is that the last one up here? It sure is. It's also not an island. Anyway, bumper cars.
Yep.
That's huge. Okay.
Ramby Rumble.
You can also have go-karts somewhere. That could be another F-Zero one.
Yeah, I don't know. I've like actual go-karts are, I think, really intensive and like.
If they're in Atlantic City, how intensive are they?
I guess. Well, I mean, also it feels like a crime if we do go-karts to not have it be Mario Kart.
Yeah, you're right.
But we already have a lot of Mario Kart themed stuff.
Do we?
Oh yeah, Bowser's Castle and Rainbow Road.
Oh yeah, you did put Rainbow Road. I think that's a you issue.
Uh-huh.
What should the cars be?
Ramby. He's a rhino. So, a rhino.
Okay. I'm gonna look up specifics of that. Ramby. Oh no. I can spell. Sure is.
He's just a rhino.
I mean, I wanted to see how he was stylized.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good idea to put spikes on the front of a car.
Yeah. That'll be great.
It's where you get your kids impaled. There you go.
I think the other big DK thing that we need is like getting shot out of barrels.
Shot out of barrels?
Well, I need to figure out how that converts into
Superman ride. It's like the chain, or it's kind of like Dumbo, but like you're on your belly.
Dumbo, but you're on your belly. Oh, okay. It's kind of slow though, isn't it?
It's out. Okay, then a roller coaster thing that like shoots you super fast, like the one that they just closed down.
Like a King Ka kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other
Tower.
The
slingshot.
Yeah.
Do they have those in actual theme parks?
They do now.
Okay.
Barrel blast off. And that's a thrill ride.
I am at a severe disadvantage for a lot of these things, considering I get really nauseous on rides, and I've never been to any large amusement park. I've been to Wildwood and Hershey Park. That's about it. Slingshot, I don't know what that looks like.
I mean, I think it's like two spokes and a ball that people are in.
Yeah.
And that can look I feel like that could look kind of fun and jungly too, so that's a good fit.
Are they in the barrel?
I think the barrel is the kind of like ground floor, and then you are in something else, so it looks like you're getting shot out of the barrel.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'll just go through and think of the photo ops real quick. We've gotten Mushroom Kingdom, we've gotten DK, we've gotten Zelda. We need we need Dreamland people.
I don't want the Squeak Squad.
Okay, you can have the Squeak Squad. Kirby, Meta Knight, D2D. Waddle Dee, Squeak Squad. Let's see. I just kind of wrote Animal Crossing characters for the town square. I mean, obviously that's Nook, Isabelle are the biggest ones. Blathers.
Yeah.
The sisters.
Celeste. Oh, the Able
Celeste.
sisters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need Celeste.
We'll start there.
She'd be special occasion.
Yeah.
Like if something cool happens, maybe like there's like an event where there's like an eclipse or something. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Alright, and then Pokemon. I don't know what the Pokemon meetups are. I guess there's a giant Pikachu.
Of course there's Pikachu. You can have Ash, Misty, and Brock. For some of the
I just
famous
don't.
leaders.
Yeah, I just don't know how much Nintendo always crosses over into like specifically the like stuff from anime. I know the characters are like in the games as well, but
I mean, there's the new gym leaders that everyone like.
Gym leaders, Ash, and then a couple Pokemon.
We should have a Charizard that's breathing fire somewhere. That just as a
Okay.
prop.
And then I think I already have Ingopolis. Yeah, Squid Sisters will be there. Samus will be around near her shit. I do think for Samus it'd be fun if we had little Metroids on drones that you could see flying around the Ingopolis general area.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try to like
Tag 'em.
get them with your phone or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean there could be other characters, but I won't worry about it too much right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it.
Let me
more
go
filled in.
Let me go back and see what our biggest stuff needs to be. Mario, Zelda.
Does Charizard have a tail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do Kirby. We haven't figured out a ton of Kirby stuff yet.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
So
Tell me what you want. Tell me what Kirby's about right now. What is he really into? Where's hopes and dreams?
So we have that.
I'm in the wrong place. There we go.
I feel like another one of like one of those really, really small scale towers where it's like a line of seats and it's like 10 feet max. Where it's just
Mini
like
tower.
that. I feel like that's a fun one for like Kirby floating.
So how is that themed?
Be like a tree. Be like wispy.
Sure. I keep forgetting that we're on camera and streaming because we do this just generally in our lives a lot. Just plan out wildly elaborate things like this.
It's true.
Oh yeah, that guy. Can we have those dancing logs from Animal Crossing that weren't in the last game?
The gyroids or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think they are or added them in or something.
Oh, I think I think you can eventually get them.
Yeah.
But like they weren't in when I played peak COVID.
Yeah.
There you go, there's Wispy. I don't know how you're gonna actually ride this.
It
one
might be
with
like
his
on the
face.
back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go, but he's here.
Yeah, okay, so what else? I mean, yeah, definitely need something else for Kirby. At least one more big thing.
You could have the Superman where you're flying. But you do have the other ones, it's basically
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
We've
we've hit all of the main types. Tilt-A-Whirl's here.
Okay. The spinning one?
Yeah, it'll be called gourmet rice in name only.
Okay, what does it look like then?
Look. Oh wait, no, never mind. Look up Fountain of Dreams. That is a much more fun theming.
You should also have a whack-a-skull, or not whack-a-skull, whack-a-mole for Monty somewhere, or whack-a-mole here with DK or with DDD's hammer.
I was considering, yeah, there's a couple different hammer spots that make sense because obviously, like, Mario is very hammer focused. You got DDD's hammer. The carnival games are more so in Zelda, but yeah, that kind of stuff should be here. Yeah, maybe Whack-a-Monty Mole's pretty funny. That can be somewhere in Mushroom Kingdom. I'll write that.
People might feel bad about it.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
it is like a mini game in Mario
Yeah.
Party, so it does make sense.
What if you instead are whacking the Animal Crossing guy,
Rossetti. See, what I want to do with Rossetti or KK, I'm not sure, is the crush thing that they do where they have a guy on the screen and he's talking to the audience? Crush the turtle.
Yeah.
I think KK would be fun for that.
But he doesn't actually speak.
Well,
language.
it would just be Animal Crossing, and you would see text or something. I think.
Yeah, but that's not good for kids who can't read.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it should be. We can give Rossetti a voice then. He feels more appropriate to give a voice than KK. All right, yeah, Rossetti will just kind of have like a let Rossetti be an asshole to you. Little stage.
Not a lot of Nintendo characters that talk. Boo wouldn't be a bad one. King Boo.
For what?
Just chatting.
Oh,
With people.
He doesn't talk.
He feels like he should though.
I'm trying to think what like fake character or like what more cartoony characters talk in an English voice that wouldn't just be played by real people here, because it's like Zelda talks, she'll be a person. The trainers talk, they'll be a person. It really is limited.
I don't know. Maybe one of the silly games that we don't think about that much. Fire Emblem probably just has people.
Yeah, I have a couple ideas about Fire Emblem that are going to be pretty minimal, just because I just don't think it really suits a theme park, and I don't know anything about it.
This might require a part 2.
We'll wrap it up soon. We're hitting the biggest stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely have a DDD, like a ring the bell hammer type thing in Dreamland as well. Yeah, let me see what the essentials are, and then the rest of it can mostly just be talking and like on the sheet.
I'm not gonna draw Whack-a-Monty Mole yet because he's gotta be real small.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I can just draw Monty Mole. He's my boy.
There you go.
What does his face look like?
He's got like line eyes. Yeah.
They have ears.
I don't know. I don't think he might have little ears.
I should know this. He's my favorite character. No, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing his cheeks. There we go. There's
yeah.
That immediately made it better. I'm ready for anything. I'm just doodling.
Okay. So to try to round off the series is, and then my thought is we'll round off the series is we'll fill up any weak spots in the list of ride types or attraction types, which includes the generic Nintendo stuff. And then we won't worry about drawing this. Like you can just kind of aesthetically draw little like how like town and that kind of fitting stuff while I talk about like what section has what kind of food and
Okay.
that kind of thing. So, we need a Pikmin thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if let me see if there's a ride type that's lacking. 3 dark rides is fine. Unfortunately, it's another one that would kind of be fun for that. It could be. Yeah, I think my original idea I had for this is probably what I'll go for, which is it can be. Yeah, let's say around there. And it'll kind of be called. I don't know. It'll be like something like Alamar's Explorations or something like that. And what I want it to be, I've explained it to you before, is it's like a kind of little zoo where you get to see like the real sized Pikmin stuff in little like terrariums, and then like on the screen it'll be a blown up version, like digital version of what's going on. Explain this.
I don't know. I'm drawing not what you said because I don't know how to draw that.
So just draw like let's model it after the
I was drawing a really big, giant thing so you can be little tiny Pikmin.
I think it'll be indoors because it'll be like the reptile exhibits at the zoo.
Yeah.
So I draw like the dolphin, basically the SS dolphin. I've had you do it before for Joe's thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can just draw a generic spaceship.
No.
So there's our Pikmin representation. And that will be a museum. Terrariums of minis and animatronics, accompanied by screen footage. Yeah, okay, I think there's like I'm kind of only for any franchise we haven't touched on yet. I'm only going to do like one thing for the sake of time and my knowledge.
We can come back to this later.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to come back for a first stream. It's a lot. It was a lot of annoyance.
No, but now we have the technology. We have.
But we're also past the most exciting stuff.
We're gonna make it look gorgeous.
I mean, at the very least, if we kind of finish it separately, we can have it like as an image and then just discuss it.
Sure.
Kind of thing. But anyway, so real quick, Fire Emblem. I think Fire Emblem basically has a little stage battlefield kind of towards the bottom lower.
I know, I'm not there.
Okay, what are you doing here?
I looked up DK stuff and there needed to be something here, so I'm adding a little lamp.
I see, got it.
I was waiting for you to actually say something. Where the heck is this? I have missed it completely. It's the one thing that's here. Yep.
Okay, so kind of right below where, right around there.
Okay.
Can just be a little stage, can just kind of be a square. My idea for this is you can have Fire Emblem actors teaching you different stuff here. So you can have somebody doing archery. You could have like stage fighting essentially, or like little like choreographed stuff like that. I feel like that makes and they can also do little like Ren Fair real chess kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a cute way to do Fire Emblem stuff. Battlefield training. And that will be a show / music.
Should I have anything on the background?
You could put some little flags or something like that.
Like these kind of flags?
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I don't play Fire Emblem. I don't care.
People are going to crucify you.
That's true. If I had Kristen on the line, I'd ask her, but I also think she's only played like 1 or 2 of them.
There's a lot of symbols. I was trying to find kind of an overarching symbol.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just bastardize a symbol.
Okay.
You know.
Xenoblade, I'm not going to worry about right now. I truly don't have the knowledge to get into that. WarioWare, I would like.
There should be an arcade.
It should be an arcade. That's exactly what I was going to say. So it should be somewhere
Mushroom
in the
Kingdom?
I would say in between Mushroom and Inkopolis.
Okay.
Kind of like under the Coliseum, probably.
Okay, so in Inkopolis.
Yeah, it technically will count as Inkopolis. WarioWare Arcade. Inkopolis.
What do you look like? What is the symbol?
Specific WarioWare minigames. It's just a W. Or it might be as mushroom, but it can just be.
His mushroom?
Or, sorry, mustache.
His mushroom?
His mushroom.
What does his mushroom look like?
I don't think he has one.
Alright,
I'm pretty sure it's just a W, though.
let's find out. He is horrifying.
I mean, the actual, like, WarioWare text logo is just text.
Mm-hmm.
You can just do a W. I think that'll be fine for now.
But I gotta figure out what font.
Oh, okay. I mean, let me see what his Smash logo is.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, sure. That works. Alright, so that's Wario. Punch-Out, I think, is just going to get a pizza place. Star Fox, I want to give a flight sim. Because that's very, very Star Fox. And that'll go next to the Metroid stuff.
What is that?
A Star Fox flight simulator.
Okay.
You can make it look like the Great Fox, the ship, I suppose.
Gray or great?
Great. And let's see, what would this be called?
That's a lot of details, my friend.
Just do the general shape.
Uh-huh.
Block with a long neck and some wings.
A lot of details, my friend.
I'll count as a dark ride, whatever. It's not. I don't think it technically counts, but it's okay. That's fine. I have only one other specific franchise request, and then I have a couple specific Nintendo buildings.
There you go. Acceptable. What terrible things have I done?
I just want. Could you move some stuff around a little bit? Could you move Metroid Ball to the right? Metroid building up, ship towards the bottom. I mean, you probably don't even need to move the ball. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, and then if you could go back... we have kind of filled that, but...
Kirby Land is the blankest.
Okay, I'll think of something else for that, but on the... around, like, the edge of Kirby going towards Nook Town, can you add a generic house?
Kirby?
So what this is going to be like Mother Earthbound themed. And I basically, this is what I wanted. I said earlier about like a Meow Wolf thing. I want it to be really trippy and weird on the inside, and like bigger than it should be. Just look like Ness's house or something. Just because Earthbound gets really weird and fucked up, so I think that'd be funny. It'll technically be in Dreamland. Let me pre-plan some generic Nintendo stuff here.
There you go.
Yeah, sure, let's say here. Oh wait, now this is...
Where did I put that?
Okay. Perfect. Can you go towards Main Street? So on kind of where you've put the your sports symbols, can you just kind of put a generic building that'll be the Nintendo store? And then on the other side, a little lower, another more generic building, and that'll be Nintendo Museum.
Does Nintendo have a specific symbol?
They don't have a symbol really. They have their logo, which is just their name in like a
yeah, I was wondering.
oval.
Smaller.
I don't think so. I think they use the question mark block, if anything.
We should have that.
Yeah.
What's next to it?
On the other side, it's another very similar building. It'll be Nintendo Museum. The museum in Japan is really cool. They have like everything they've ever made. You're able to play a bunch of games. My thought is that this could be a little more showy and have like props, recreations of stuff in games. So yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Acceptable. Can you tell I'm hitting my walls a little bit?
Well, I think we have this is like I think we could use one more thing in Dreamland, and I think it looks overall very like filled out and nice.
Yeah.
So let's find one last Dreamland thing, and then we'll start to wrap it up.
Okay.
And just kind of shoot some random ideas out there.
Okie dokie. Whatever you say.
So, Kirby, because the problem is Kirby eats, so there's definitely gonna be food stuff here.
Why is that a problem?
It's not a ride. And
Okay.
I'm trying to think of, is that a Hobbit house?
Yeah, it's one of those little houses.
Oh, okay.
It's what goes in there. It's been a long time since I played a Kirby game, I'm not gonna lie.
Is there anything
A lot
else?
of good like map stuff, but like less structures that I'm used to.
I mean, I know there's like mini games and stuff. I don't think those are particularly helpful right now. We have a like pretty good spread of most things. We don't need more pendulums. We don't need more dark rides. We don't need another swings. We don't need more towers. Don't need more bumper cars. We already have 2 circle rides here, so we don't really need that. I mean, a thrill ride would be a good one. Let me look up some types of thrill rides, just so there's something a little more intensive here.
You have a little train traveling around in somewhere.
Well, train would be great for the Zelda area too. They have a whole train game.
Pendulum ones.
I typed in thrill rides, not roller coaster. It's only showing me roller coasters.
Boy, I do not know. What if you have like a big slide?
Big slide.
Big slide. It's not like a thrilling ride, but it's like one of those ones that is like.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's just I don't have to draw a lot of it. It's just a big slide that you walk up to the top and then you go and there's little tracks.
Yeah, that tracks. It can be themed to something.
Looks like a rainbow to me.
Let's see, Kirby slide. I mean, yeah, it could just be a rainbow. Unfortunately, he does have a slide move. Yeah, sure. Rainbow slide. Absolutely sure.
Do some rock climbing or like a jungle gym in Donkey Kong.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, if you want to throw that in, sure, go for it.
Where are we?
A slide is, I guess, just a other, or it's kind of like a carnival, but I'll say other. Big slide, and then it'll be called Jungle Japes. Course, playground / jungle gym. Great. So I'm gonna go over to my screen real quick. Here's what we are ending with. Got all these here. Got our stats. Mario and Pokemon have the most, as they should. Zelda and Kirby also have a lot. That all tracks. Splatoon could use a little more. Not gonna worry about that too much right now. But I think Splatoon, the city does a lot of work for fitting in other Nintendo stuff thematically, and so I'm not too concerned. It can definitely there's things to mess with there. That could hypothetically be where like the most food is or something like that. Metroid's fine.
Food and live entertainment.
Yeah. Animal Crossing could use more rides, but at the same time, again, I do think it's a very calm area that's like
I could do a little train around.
Very kid focused.
Like a little monorail.
Do they have that?
A lot of places have monorails.
Dude, does Animal Crossing have trains? I think you show up to one of the towns in a train.
I don't know, man. You could be on a plane.
I mean, that is a good, like a little people mover in that is a good idea. We don't need to put it down right now, but
you did want a little That one in Mario.
What's that?
A bunch of little guys. You know, little, like... What you just said. Little people mover.
What is People Mover to you?
I don't know.
People Mover is the name of a monorail in Disney.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking of the everyone around the world thing.
Oh, no. It's a small world.
Yep, I've been awake for too long.
Uh-huh. No, not that. So you can demolish this building.
Nope.
What is it?
It's a little people mover.
All right. Well, that's a restaurant or something, or a store.
Mm-hmm.
I think the store in the real one is called the One Up Store or something. So yeah, sure. There you go. Yeah, I don't think anything is too underrepresented besides needing some more Animal Crossing and Splatoon. Same with rides. I think we have a pretty good spread. So now I'll flip back onto the main one. Let's see. Can you move it up a little? Or here, let me. Wait, no, I don't have that much leeway. Yeah, there you go. A little smaller. A little smaller. There you go.
We did it.
We did it. So I think most areas definitely have some kind of food.
Mm-hmm.
I think having Beetle in the Zelda area, walk around with a big backpack that you can get stuff from, is a great idea.
I ran out of space. Sorry, no, I need it. I'm sorry. We wanted it to look nice. I can't write. Fine.
That's fine. The Mario Main Street definitely has some safe stuff. You can definitely get a bunch of like fried food or fish stuff in Inkopolis. Get sandwiches in Pokemon. Kirby definitely has a bunch of sweets, like a bakery. I do think, like, I do always love the idea of like prop museums, where it's just seeing recreations of stuff in real life. I think like Zelda's a great one for that. Mario's a great one for that. Pokemon's a really good one for that. Having some way to show off more Pokemon in Kanto would be a good idea. We could kind of create little scenic outdoor zoo-ish areas with animatronics of like fire type, water type, grass type, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you
got a lot of the water type in the gym.
We can throw those in there. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the fire type can be where Charizard is.
Burning down a village, yes.
Yeah, we can kind of scatter those around, but I will write that because that is an important enough idea. I'll just say type biomes for now. Key Pokemon from each type. Great. Very good. All right. Is there anything else that is there anything you would specifically want to see or do if you came here?
Take a nap.
Yeah.
I think there should be a bunch of lawn chairs out I could just lay down in.
Well, I feel like you could do that in Nooktown.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, Nooktown's very chill, and I think you can kind of vibe there.
Where do I go when I'm violently ill from riding 3 rides?
Well, let's see. The most likely spot that would happen to you is probably like the right-hand corner. So maybe somewhere in Zelda. They got potions and it's Pepto-Bismol.
Perfect. Tums.
Yeah, exactly. All right, very good. Thank you for all your assistance.
I'm gonna go waste my hands.
Okay, and I will conclude this stream. Thank you for watching. If you're watching after the fact, let me know what you like or what do you think I should add. There is one thing I didn't add that I considered, but I changed my mind, which is I was going to do a Woohoo flying simulator for Cody, but I made Star Fox that flight sim anyway. But yeah, let me know what I missed. Xenoblade would be a big one to throw in here. There's of course a million franchises that could get in here. But yeah, I might come back to this and like really flesh out and finish it up, or I just might kind of show it off as part of another stream after it's all done. Something like that. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
I've hit you.
You did. You've hurt me tremendously. Bye.